Hey there, everybody. I am going to teach you today how I coach my clients to listen to their bodies when returning to exercise postpartum and when they are ramping their exercise intensity up as they progressively over time add more exercise intensity or volume to their exercise routines. So this is how you can do this as well with your clients and patients if you are working with postnatal or post-pregnancy populations in exercise, sport, athletics, physiotherapy, physical therapy, whatever you might be coaching someone on in terms of postpartum physicality or movement. So let's get right into it. I'm going to be quick here today. I want you to take this strategy and immediately start to implement it and apply it with the people who you are working with. So this is what I call the 4 Ps. If you are a student or a member of the Postnatal Fitness Specialist Academy, which is my online course for trainers and coaches who are looking to work with postpartum people, you know this already. The 4 Ps is something I learned from my pelvic floor physiotherapist here in Calgary, Gale. We love Gale. This is a brilliant model, so easy to follow, and it will be easy for your clients and patients to also remember this. When you tell someone to listen to their body, to know if this exercise or movement is appropriate to them, what does that even mean? It might seem a little out there to them. They might not really understand what that fully means in their body for them. But the 4 Ps works across the board for basically every person. So super simple for us as the coach to communicate to the client or patient, and for that person to then understand what that feels like in their own body. So again, I just want to point out, listen to your body. This is advice that I know I've done it for years. I give this advice to my clients. Tell them, listen to your body. You'll know if it's okay when you listen to your body. If your body's telling you anything, then it might be time to stop or back off. But what does this even mean? Okay, so if we're giving this type of advice, let's be clear in our communication about what we even want them to do. Okay, so remember, 4 Ps. I'm going to write this down. Feel free to screenshot if you would like to. 4 Ps. Again, this is from Gale. We love Gale, Lakeview Physio here in the Calgary, Alberta area. If you're local, please go see them. They are amazing. 4 Ps. This is the stuff that I want my clients, that I want your clients to be paying attention to if they are returning to exercise after pregnancy, and again, or if they are ramping up their exercise intensity. Just got a notification, we're gonna swipe that up. Okay, so the 4 Ps, I'm gonna write them out, and actually let's go through them one at a time so we can just stay really clear on exactly what each one is. So the first P is going to be peeing. Incontinence. So when we think of incontinence, or maybe this word is new to you and that's okay too, incontinence is when we are leaking urine. We're going to focus just on urinary incontinence today. There are other types of incontinence such as fecal incontinence. We're going to focus on peeing, so that is urinary incontinence, leaking any amount of urine involuntarily. So if we don't decide we want to go pee, we are leaking when we don't want to be, when we're not intentionally going to the bathroom, this is incontinence. So we can have different types of urinary incontinence come up for exercise for people: stress urinary incontinence, urge urinary incontinence, and mixed. I'm going to write those down quickly. Again, I want you to know all these different kinds, because if you're working with postpartum people, with moms in fitness coaching, you need to know, and we need to be educating these people on what all these different types are. So SUI, UUI, and mixed. Again, I think I need lines on this paper. SUI, stress urinary incontinence, this is what we tend to think of as incontinence in exercise or movement, physical activity, when we do jump rope, when we do a box jump, when we lift a heavy deadlift or do a heavy squat, then we are leaking involuntarily. That would be stress. It's hard to see here. Stress urinary incontinence. UUI, urge urinary incontinence, is something that we don't talk about as much. However, it is so common, probably for your clients. I know it is for myself, and it is for my clients as well. So urge urinary incontinence is when we are feeling this sensation of needing to go to the bathroom right now, right away, or often, or our client is going to the washroom and not much is coming out. This might be coming out for them during the workout or after the workout. And then mixed urinary incontinence is when we're having a combo of both the stress and the urge. And again, this is really common for a lot of postpartum people as well. Okay, so that was the first P, peeing. So this is, again, how do we listen to our bodies? How do we know that this movement, this load, this weight, this amount of reps and sets is okay? We're telling them the 4 Ps. If you are peeing when you lift that deadlift, something to pay attention to, okay? The second P is pain. Pain, anywhere in the body. This is a sign that we're going to want to pay attention to. I have my handy pelvis model right here that I want us to take a look at as we talk through pain. So when I say pain anywhere in the body, anywhere, and particularly for postpartum people who have had potential trauma to the pelvis, let's definitely be aware of what might be coming up for them there. So it could be pain in the pelvis right here in the front. It could be pain in the back of the pelvis, tailbone, sacrum, sacroiliac joints, anywhere in the pelvis, in the pelvic floor. So pay particular attention to pain, again, anywhere in the body. But if we're talking about post-pregnant populations, know that stuff can come up in the pelvis for them, and we need to be aware of what that is, and then later down the road, how we can adjust for that pain and eliminate or reduce that pain, okay? So third P is going to be pressure. And for pain here, I'm just gonna back up 1 second. I'm gonna write anywhere and pelvic pain. Okay, so let's talk about pressure. This is super important too, especially for postpartum populations. Again, people who have had a pregnancy, have given birth in whatever manner that baby has come out of their body. Pressure, we're going to specifically talk about pressure in the pelvic floor. So the pelvic floor is this structure at the very base of the pelvis. This would be at the front of your pelvis. You can feel this right on the front of your pubic bone, right here. The pelvic floor is the stuff underneath your pelvis, the muscles, the connective tissues, soft tissues helping to support, hold stuff in, lots of other functions of the pelvic floor. We're not going to go through that today, but I just want you to understand what this is and where it is. So pressure in the pelvic floor is what we are communicating to our clients to stay attuned to. So are they feeling uncomfortable, draggy, bulgy, sitting on an egg type feeling of pressure in the pelvic floor? If they are, we want them to be able to sense that and then again, tell us that so we can adjust. I really, though, want to mention here that if you are training or working with people who have pelvic organ prolapse, for example, they might be hyper aware to pressure in their pelvic floor. With any degree of pressure that they might feel, it might get them in their heads about it. They might get nervous and again, just hyper aware to those sensations. So pressure in the pelvic floor is normal, can be normal, absolutely. It is not always something that we want to be adjusting for. We want to be aware, but again, not causing our patients, clients, or not contributing to them being anxious about that pressure. So pressure is normal. We want to look out for pressure that, again, feels like outside of their normal, that feels draggy, bulgy, sitting on an egg type feeling. All right, so let's write those things down again if you're taking screenshots here. So pressure, I'm gonna write draggy, bulgy. My writing is getting progressively worse as we go. Okay, so those are the first 3 P's. The last P, I hope you can see this. Peaking. Peaking. Okay, so peaking is what we, this looks a little bit rough. I hope you can read this okay. Peaking is also what we can refer to as doming or coning in the diastasis. Similar to what I was saying about pressure, as some amounts of pressure are absolutely going to be normal. We just want to teach our clients how best to manage that. Same goes for peaking. Some peaking, doming, coning in the diastasis in the linea alba, absolutely normal. For some people, a non-issue. We just want to look out for the person that is having that chronic hard pressure bulging out of the diastasis, for example, on every rep or in every exercise. Okay, if it is some degree of peaking or doming that is happening, if it is just soft through the linea alba, might be a different story. Again though, if we're having a client that is doing a set of sit-ups or a set of crunches and they have a lot of peaking that is hard pressure through every rep of that, that would be something that I would want to adjust for and see if we could change how that peaking is presenting for them. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to write down chronic and hard. So chronic hard pressure, every rep, every exercise, you're seeing this as the thing that comes up for them constantly in specific movements or in all the movements that they might be doing. Okay, let's recap quickly. We'll wrap this up. The 4 P's from Gale Hume: peeing, pain, pressure, peaking. Those are our 4. This is how we teach our client or patient how to listen to their body in returning to exercise post-pregnancy or when they are ramping up the intensity of their exercise progressively over time. Take this strategy, implement it immediately. Let's stop saying, listen to your body, and expecting the client or patient to know what we are talking about. They don't. We have to be really clear on exactly what this means. Next week, on Wednesday, I'm going to be back. I'm going to teach you what to do with all of this stuff that you are going to see come up for postpartum people in exercise. You are going to see this stuff come up. It is extremely common. So then how do we adjust for it? How do we modify in our training sessions or after the workout when the person is back to their normal daily life? How do we modify so that we can start to reduce or eliminate this uncomfortable stuff that might be showing up for them? I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Take a screenshot. If you can read this writing, I hope that you can. I'm going to be back next Wednesday, August 14th maybe? Who knows? Days are hard. Days are hard right now. It'll be the same time, 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have any questions at all, please post them under this video and I will get back to you. Okay, friends, take the 4 P's, teach your clients, and let's support people really well in postnatal exercise and fitness coaching.